I've never been a fisherman, but I'm gonna start magnet fishing. But I don't have a boat in the water. I have this aluminum boat sitting around. Transom's totally rotten though, so we're gonna fix it up. And then we're gonna go magnet fishing. It'll be glorious. First order of business on this job is to not use steel hardware. We're gonna get stainless steel hardware. We're gonna do something nice with this transom. We're gonna maybe fiberglass, some plywood. The transom's just crumbling apart as I take it apart. I'm just digging away around these pieces of hardware so that I can get my vice grips on them, clamp, and then undo the rusty bolts. Oh, that one just does a nice little snap. I used the wrong kind of wood for sure the last time I fixed. This is the second time I fixed this, and it's not holding up so well. This wood is so rotten that it smells like wet hay, like wood, like wet horse feed. I don't know if you know what that smells like, but if you do, that's how gnarly this wood has become. You ever look at knots that someone makes and then you're like, what were they doing? So these handles have to come off too. Man, that smells so much like wet hay. I can't believe it. So this job is probably gonna take a couple days. I'm gonna do a little bit of fiberglass work on this wood. Oh no, this is gonna fall apart and I need it for my shape. What a nightmare. This piece of wood on the back of the boat here, it needs to be I need to trace it. So, I don't want it to explode. It barely leaked through, so the tuck tape does a way better job of containing. You can see the black where it took off. So it does a way better job of containing the epoxy. Here's one pump of that, one pump of hardener, and then a squirt of black. So this is just my own idea for how to keep the wood sealed when I drill for the hardware. It'll act like kind of a barrier between the hardware and the wood. And I'm hoping that the epoxy is strong enough that the hardware will hold. So I'm just smoothing around so that, because the epoxy kind of has a bit of a surface tension, and if it touches the wood next to where I pour it, it just stays put. It sits there like a bubble. So if you smooth out around the epoxy, it'll let it flow outwards a little bit. the knife in there and pull it towards you. We're definitely getting better at the fiberglass. Look at that. Look how good this is turning out. It's nice and flat in there where the tuck tape was. Couple days have gone by now. I'm not going to continue adding epoxy to this thing. I'm just going to stick it on my boat now. It's got some good shine to it. You can see from that light reflecting. But this thing is pretty decent. You can see my reflection in it a little bit. This is the other piece. It's also very shiny and pretty good. So they kind of fasten together like this, with the piece of aluminum in between. So here is all the stuff. We have these two handles, drill bits, drill, two clamps, stainless steel hardware, our two pieces, and then we have a paint marker. So what we're going to do first is drill holes in this. And if you've been watching, obviously you've been watching, these are where the holes are, and that's straight up pure epoxy. So this we'll just put on here like that, and then we'll clamp it and then drill out from this side. Get our clamps ready. So what I will do now is I'm going to make perfectly centered marks. That way it'll be a little easier to drill these out. See that? Each red dot right in the middle. Perfect. So each one of these holes is through pure epoxy. There's no wood showing. This thing is completely sealed. Somewhere over the years, this transom template has been changed to be shaped like this and not all the way up to these. So normally this, I guess this piece of wood is supposed to go all the way up and then bolt in here with good hardware and stuff, but the piece I took off looked just like this. I don't know if this will hold the 25. But right now these are a little bit out of line, so I'm going to use these ratchet straps to try to squeeze the boat. There we go. We're ready for the 3.5, but probably not ready for the 25. It only makes sense that it goes all the way up. I never even thought about that. I'm going to pull this boat up onto this hillside, spray it out, clean it up a bit, get all this garbage out of the back, put my dog in. Next wave of nice weather, I'm going to go snorkeling or magnet fishing or something fun in the boat. See you in a minute.